So fucking sour. He's probably so negative. Everything is like he gets super passive aggressive and snippy. He's super short.
Who does
And
he
he's
remind
probably
you of?
super moody too. Like he's hot and cold all the time. That's my feeling.
And Ben Affleck filing for divorce.
The dream that was Benefit 2.0 is now over, and fans have been left wondering.
When I made This Is Me Then, which I made 20-something years ago now, it really captured a moment in time when I fell in love, right? And so that was like a big thing in my life. And I wrote this whole album, and it was very dedicated as a person, but it really captured that moment. I never thought.
Ben Affleck as a person seems like such a mess of a person.
After months of speculation, the Jenny from the Block singer filed for divorce on their wedding anniversary.
Girl, hold on to your wigs because the tea is piping hot. J.Lo just dropped a divorce bomb on Ben Affleck, and get this, on their wedding anniversary. Can you believe the audacity? The streets are saying it's messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. We've got the inside scoop on what went down between these Hollywood heavyweights. And let me tell you, it ain't pretty. Sources close to Benefit 2.0 are spilling all the tea. It's about to get real explosive up in here. You know, we've got all the juicy details, right? From the shocking reason behind J.Lo's decision to the explosive confrontation that followed. Trust me, you don't want to miss this drama. It's like a real-life soap opera, but with way more millions and way less acting. So, are you ready to dive into this messy celebrity split? Girl, let me tell you, this Benefit 2.0 drama is messier than a toddler's art project. The streets are saying these two have been fighting more than cats and dogs in a tiny apartment. But how did we get here? Let's spill all the tea, starting from the beginning. Remember when they got back together and everyone was like, aw, true love wins? Chilly. That honeymoon phase didn't last long. Word on the street is that Ben and J.Lo were clashing over everything from their busy schedules to their different lifestyles. J.Lo's all about that health and fitness life, while Ben's, well, let's just say he's more into late nights and Dunkin' Donuts. But that's not even the half of it. Turns out, trust issues were creeping in like a bad smell. The tease that J.Lo was getting real sus about Ben's behavior, she was all up in his phone, checking his texts, and even hired a private investigator. Can you believe? That's some next level paranoia right there. And don't even get me started on their arguments. Sources close to the couple say they were fighting like cats and dogs over the smallest things. J.Lo wanted Ben to step up his fashion game, but he was all, I'm comfortable in my dad jeans. And don't even get me started on there different ideas about how to raise their blended family. It was a hot mess express, for real. But hold up, because it gets even juicier. There's been whispers about a possible third party in the mix now. I'm not naming names yet, but let's just say it's someone from Ben's past. The streets are buzzing with theories, and trust me, when this tea spills, it's gonna scald. Now you might be thinking, but they seem so happy on Instagram. Girl, please, we all. No social media is faker than a $3 bill. Behind those perfect posts and red carpet smiles, Benefit 2.0 was crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a hurricane. The final straw? It wasn't just one thing. It was like a perfect storm of drama. But there was this one incident that pushed J.Lo over the edge. Picture this, their wedding anniversary rolls around, and J.Lo's all excited, thinking they're gonna have a romantic dinner, maybe rekindle that spark. But where's Ben? Nowhere to be found. Turns out, homeboy was spotted at a casino, looking real cozy with someone who definitely wasn't his wife. And when J.Lo called him out on it, he had the audacity to act like it was no big deal. That's when J.Lo decided she'd had enough. She wasn't about to let her man make a fool of her on their anniversary of all days. So what did our girl do? She called up her lawyer faster than you can say prenup and filed those divorce papers on their anniversary. Talk about a power move. J.Lo said, I don't need her. Man, I need a raise. And honestly, we're here for it. Girl, let me tell you about the showdown of the century. Ben Affleck and J.Lo went head to head. It was messier than a toddler's birthday party. Picture this. Ben rolls up too. The Bel Air mansion, looking like he just crawled out of a Dunkin' Donuts dumpster. He's all confused, thinking he's about to celebrate his anniversary. Little did he know, J.Lo had other plans. The moment Ben stepped through that door, you could cut the tension with a knife. J.Lo was sitting there, cool as a cucumber. Divorce papers spread out on the coffee table like a fancy place setting. Ben's eyes nearly popped out of his head when he saw those papers. He was shook, I tell you, shook. Now, Ben's not exactly known for keeping his cool, right? So when he realized what was going down, he went from 0 to 200 real quick. He started yelling, all red-faced and wild-eyed. What "What the hell is this, Shun?" he shouted. "Is this some kind of sick joke?" But our girl, J.Lo, she wasn't having any of it. She stood up, looking fierce in her designer tracksuit, and laid it all out. "No joke, Ben. I'm done. D-O-N-E, done." She started listing off all his sins like she was reading the world's longest grocery list. The late nights, the suspicious texts, the casino incident. She spilled all the tea and was scalding hot. Ben tried to defend himself, but J.Lo wasn't buying what he was selling. She was like, "Save it. For someone who cares. Because that ain't me anymore. Ouch. That's gotta hurt more then." Stepping on a Lego, am I right? The neighbors said they could hear the shouting from 3 houses down. It was like World War. "3 up in there." Ben was all, "You can't do this to me." And J.Lo shot back. Watch me, the back and forth was intense, like a tennis match but with way more curse words. At one point, Ben got real desperate. He started bringing up their history, their kids, even their fans. "What about Bennifer?" he cried. "Think of all the people rooting for us." But J.Lo wasn't having it. She was like, "Bennifer is dead, and you killed it." Things got real heated when Ben accused J.Lo of planning this all along. It was like, "You've been plotting this for months, haven't you?" And J.Lo, she didn't even flinch. She just said, "Maybe I have. What are you gonna do about it?" Talk about a power move. The confrontation went on for hours. It was like a movie marathon, but instead of superheroes, it was just the angry celebs airing out all their dirty laundry. They brought up old fights, family, drama, career jealousies, you name it, they fought about it. But here's the kicker. The moment that it even J.Lo shook, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any crazier, Ben dropped a bombshell. He looked J.Lo dead in the eye and said, "If you do this, I'll tell the world about Miami." Girl, you should have seen J.Lo's face. She went white as a sheet. Whatever this Miami thing is, it's big, like career-ending big. J.Lo tried to play it cool, but you could see the panic in her eyes. She was like a deer caught in headlights, trying to figure out her next move. Girl, let me tell you, the aftermath of that explosive confrontation between J.Lo and Ben is messier than a toddler's finger painting session. The streets are buzzing with all kinds of tea, and I'm here to spill it all. So after that whole Miami bomb Ben dropped, J.Lo's been in full damage control mode. She's holed up in her Bel Air mansion, surrounded by her glam squad and PR team like they're her personal army. Meanwhile, Ben's been spotted looking like a lost puppy, wandering around L.A. with a Dunkin' cup glued to his hand. It's giving sad divorced dad vibes, and honestly, it's not a good look. Now, you know celebs can't sneeze without their inner circle blabbing about it, right? Well, J.Lo's bestie Leah Remini is reportedly Team J.Lo all the way. Word on the street is she's been calling Ben every name in the book, saying J.Lo deserves better. On the flip side, Ben's BFF Matt Damon is trying to play peacemaker. He's been spotted going in and out of both the houses, like he's training for a marathon. But here's where it gets really juicy. Remember Jennifer Garner, Ben's ex-wife? She's been suspiciously quiet through all this drama. Some folks are saying she's secretly thrilled too. See Benefit a .0 crash and burn. Others think she might be the mysterious someone from Ben's past that caused all this trouble. The plot thickens, right? Now let's talk about how this mess is gonna affect their careers. J.Lo's got that new album, dropping soon, and you know this drama is gonna be all over it. I can already hear the breakup, anthems. But what about Ben? His directing career was just taking off again. Is this gonna send him back to Dunkin' rehab? And don't even get me started on their public image. J.Lo's always been the queen of reinvention, but can she bounce back from this? Will people still buy her Love Don't Cost a Thing? After this $1 million divorce, and Ben, he was finally shaking off that sad Affleck meme. But now he might as well change his name to Sad Affleck for real. The kids are caught in the middle of all this too. Streets are saying J.Lo's twins are team mama all the way, but Ben's kids are torn. It's like a real-life parent trap, but with way more paparazzi. Speaking of paparazzi, they've been having a field day with this drama every time Ben or J.Lo step out. It's like feeding time at the zoo. They're probably gonna need to hire extra security just to grab a coffee. But here's the tea that's got everyone shook. Sources close to the couple say they're still living under the same roof. Can you believe? It's like War of the Roses, but with more designer clothes and less Danny DeVito. How long before one of them snaps and we see Ben's clothes flying out the window of their Bel Air mansion? And get this, apparently they're only communicating through their assistants and lawyers now. It's like high school all over again, but with million-dollar contracts instead of past notes. Tell Benny needs to move his car. Tell J.Lo she needs to stop hogging the gym. It's a mess, I tell. You, girl, can you believe all this drama with Benefit of Point Zero? From J.Lo dropping those divorce papers on their anniversary to that explosive fight. It's been a wild ride. Now everyone's wondering, what's next for these two? Will they bounce back, or is this really the end? The streets are saying this split could change the game for celeb couples. Maybe they'll think twice before jumping into the spotlight together. But let's be real, Hollywood loves a good power couple. One thing's for sure, J.Lo and Ben ain't done making headlines, whether they're throwing shade or making up. You know the paparazzi will be all over it. So what do y'all think? Is there hope for Bennifer, or should they call it quits for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this tea is too hot not to discuss.